In the vast darkness that lies beyond our solar system, Voyager 1 has been quietly drifting for nearly half a century, only ambassador launched by human hands in 1977, now farther from Earth than any object we've ever built. And all this time, we've believed it was sending back harmless data, cold, scientific observations from a machine on life support. But what if we were wrong? Recently, Voyager 1 transmitted an image. Not just a reading, not a glitch, but an actual picture, one that no one expected and few can explain. The image was buried deep within a routine data stream, unnoticed at first, until a curious team of engineers decided to take a closer look. What they discovered has left NASA engineers speechless, image analysts baffled, and astrophysicists deeply unsettled, because this wasn't a photo of a planet, or a star, or some majestic cosmic landscape. This was something else, something that shouldn't be there, something that might not be natural. And if what Voyager captured is real, then we've just opened a chapter of space exploration that not even our wildest science fiction imagined. Voyager 1 wasn't supposed to live this long. When it left Earth in the late 70s, its mission was short-term: explore Jupiter and Saturn, send back some photos, gather basic data, and then drift quietly into the darkness. But instead of going silent, it kept going alive, humming, crossing every known boundary of our solar system. With its ancient technology, less memory than a digital watch, and no modern processors, it defied the odds, past Saturn's rings, past the orbit of Pluto, through the heliopause, and into the unknown. For decades, Voyager 1 floated silently beyond the reach of sunlight, beyond magnetic fields, beyond the comfort of planetary gravity, and yet, like a message in a bottle, drifting across the cosmic sea, it kept sending whispers back to Earth. What no one expected was that those whispers would become louder, stranger, almost intentional, because recently the spacecraft did something no one programmed it to do. It turned toward something and captured an image. NASA had long believed that Voyager 1's camera systems had been deactivated to conserve power. After all, the spacecraft had no planets left to photograph. It was in interstellar space, empty, silent, void of light. But that assumption was shattered when a data packet arrived that contained compressed imaging code. At first, engineers thought it was a transmission error, but upon deeper inspection, they realized this wasn't noise. The packet contained visual data, an image, fragmented, distorted, but unmistakably artificial. As the image was reconstructed piece by piece, an eerie silhouette emerged, angular, sharp, glowing in a way that didn't match any known celestial object. There were no stars behind it, no familiar constellations, just an inky blackness. And this structure, it looked geometric, symmetrical, almost like it was built, not formed. Scientists scrambled to verify the coordinates. This wasn't a reflection, nor was it a transmission error. Voyager 1 had turned, ever so slightly, and pointed its lens into the dark. And what it saw was something no one was prepared to confront before. The image, Voyager 1 had already been acting strangely. Its telemetry data, normally predictable, started exhibiting minor inconsistencies. Voltage readings spiked at regular intervals, as if something external was interacting with its systems. Small timing errors began appearing in its signal returns, with fragments of data arriving out of order, as though time itself was bending during the transmission. Then came the autonomous code execution. Voyager 1 began running sequences of commands that hadn't been used since the 1980s, ancient routines buried in its memory. Commands that no one on Earth had sent. It was as if something had triggered a memory inside the spacecraft, causing it to activate systems thought to be long dormant. And when those legacy systems powered up, the image came through. The troubling implication wasn't just that Voyager sent an image, it was that something caused it to do so. Something that influenced the probe to act outside its parameters. And the only clue we have is that image. The structure or object in the image is still classified. NASA has not released the full resolution file, and insiders claim even the raw data has been restricted to a select group of analysts. But based on leaked descriptions, here's what we know. The object appears metallic, reflective, and suspended. In total blackness, it emits no thermal signature, no radiation spike, and casts no discernible shadow. Yet it glows. Its edges are unnaturally straight. Its corners are too precise. Some researchers have likened its appearance to a cube or pyramid, though others say its dimensions are non-Euclidean, that is, impossible to define in three-dimensional space. Even more unsettling, when the image was analyzed using edge detection algorithms, patterns emerged that matched no known natural formation fractals, repeating sequences, binary-like symmetry as if the object itself was a signal, not just a thing. A kind of visual language encoded in shape and light. And the worst part, the object isn't ahead of Voyager 1, it's behind it, following DOT after analyzing the image at multiple spectrums: infrared, ultraviolet, and radio. NASA's AI-driven decryption systems uncovered something even more bizarre. Buried in the pixel structure of the photo was a repeating numerical sequence. At first, it was dismissed as compression noise, but the repetition was too clean, too mathematically coherent. Binary patterns emerged, ones that mirrored prime number sets and recursive Fibonacci alignments. This wasn't just an image, it was an encoded message. Some engineers believed it could be a form of visual telemetry. Others thought it was an automated beacon, something broadcasting itself in all directions, waiting to be seen. A few even theorized it was a cosmic warning. More chilling than the content was the intent. Someone or something wanted this to be captured. And if Voyager 1 was guided to take that photo, then it's likely we were never in control of the mission. To begin with, around the same time the image was received, Voyager 1's magnetometer recorded a fluctuation in the surrounding interstellar magnetic field, one unlike anything previously encountered. These weren't random spikes of cosmic noise, but structured pulses, rhythmic, echoing, like a beat in deep space. The pattern of these pulses mirrored the timing of the transmission that included the image, as if something had orchestrated both the visual and magnetic data to arrive together like a cosmic fingerprint. When the data was mapped three-dimensionally, it formed a spiral pattern, almost like a magnetic signature spiraling through interstellar plasma. And at the center of that spiral was the location where Voyager had turned. It was as if something invisible had pulled its attention, nudged it gently, and left a trail in space as proof, behind closed doors. At the deepest levels of classified research, a single word has started appearing in reports from astrophysicists and cryptologists alike: structure, but not a celestial one, not a comet, asteroid, or rogue planet. A manufactured structure, something built, something ancient, something aware. A senior ex-NASA official, now retired, anonymously described it as the most precise object we've ever observed in deep space, and the most terrifying, because it looks like it's waiting. Some scientists believe this object could be a probe of its own, launched by an intelligent civilization millennia ago, perhaps even before humanity existed. And others suggest a far darker theory, that this thing isn't from another civilization, that it's not a visitor but a gatekeeper, a permanent fixture placed in the outer edges of solar systems across the galaxy, watching, recording, silently guarding the stars. Since the image was received, Voyager 1 has not sent anything similar. No further anomalies, no more strange files. Just quiet, calculated, routine telemetry, as if whatever happened was a singular moment, a deliberate act. But some within the Jet Propulsion Laboratory suspect this silence is not peace. It's aftermath, that Voyager may have crossed a threshold, that it was allowed to see just enough and then left to drift blind in the void. And yet, the implications echo louder than any signal. If Voyager was shown something, and we were meant to see it, then what comes next? Was it a message, a test, a warning, or was it just the beginning? In a universe filled with silence, Voyager 1 has always been our whisper, a fragile signal cast into a sea of stars. For nearly half a century, we listened to its faint voice with scientific curiosity and nostalgic wonder. But this time, Voyager didn't just whisper. It showed us something. And that something looked back. The image it captured may never be fully explained. Whether it's a message, a structure, or a sign from something far older and more intelligent than us, one truth is now undeniable. We are being watched. And not by telescopes, not by distant civilizations waving hello, but by something far more enigmatic sitting quietly in the dark, waiting for us to notice. We launched Voyager 1 to explore, but perhaps, all along, it was meant to be found. If this revelation shook your understanding of the universe, if a part of you now feels smaller, more curious, more alive, don't stay silent. Subscribe to uncover what else is lurking in the darkness beyond our stars. Drop a comment below. What do you think the image shows? Was it built? Was it watching us? Or is it something far stranger? Share this with someone who still believes space is empty, because tonight, Voyager whispered the truth. And now, the universe doesn't feel so quiet anymore.